Alright, welcome YouTube. This is Jag here, and I hope you're having a great day. We're back with more JAG's Best Warhammer 2 mod reviews, and we're reviewing Nanu's Pirates of Sartosa Overhaul. Now, since the creator both did that plus the Steel of Faith Overhaul, I'm going to be using the Steel of Faith Overhaul for it. I'll put both links down below. The Steel of Faith Overhaul for it does require a second one to run it. It's called SFO Grimhammer II by Venris, and I'll put that in the link in the description below. Also, a tip: you cannot run, don't run both mods if you're trying to run the Steel of Faith Overhaul for the original and the one for Steel of Faith, because it will crash a lot. It won't run right because it's trying to run the same thing almost, because it's basically the same, just it makes it the tweaks of it. So either if you want to run the Steel of Faith Overhauls, get the Nanu's Pirates of Sartosa Steel of Faith Overhaul, and if you just want to run the original version, just do the normal overhaul. Don't run both of them at the same time, or it will cause problems. Now, he did quite a lot of new units, plus 2 new different lords. They are both men, because Sartosa has a huge human population also. Yeah, so that makes it quite well. I'll read some of the description below. I always felt that it was much too much like the Vampire Coast Legendary Lords, which makes sense since this new faction DLC is the Vampire Coast, but it makes her dreadfully boring as a lord. Her lack of variety in her living pirates makes it worse. So he decided to fix this. This mod started with just a unit mod, and in many ways it still is that for now. So maybe he's going to keep updating. He did say that he might do another update in the original vanilla version, which will probably change the SFO one also. So this adds a lot of different units. You have Dwarves, you have Norsca, and you have more pirates. And also you have different versions of cannons. The cannon and the mortar also you can get. And then the Prithians and the Leviathan you can get different with human guys on them instead of the undead. And also the Saratosan Fleet Admiral. There's 2 that are non-vampire, so that's cool. They come with their own unique skill trees, as well as several personal skills and abilities for the use in battle. They carry the hand cannon and a sword, and is effective fighter as well as marksman. Let's get in and show you where they are. Let's first look at them before we get in the tech tree. Here they are: Henry Wake and PD the Pyrus. We got Sartosa Fleet. We got a smuggler. Gains loyalty for constructing pirate coves. Mastermind. Loyalty decreases. Rate is lowered. Well, it was lowered, so that's nice. And income from all buildings +8 in local region. Murderer gains loyalty from defeating enemy armies and wounding or killing lords in battle. Extra loyalty gained following a battle. Enemy leadership -3. Enemy armies in region. So that's pretty cool. So let's just go with Smuggler now and recruit him. can't really see him very well here. See if we can move him at all out. No, he's not going to. That's sort of what he looks like. He's kind of got this barnacle face as well. You'll see more of him in the battle. So let's take a look at his tech tree. So this is what he's gonna have. Seasoned captain. Most of this is normal. Got boarding parties. It's gonna help. He's gonna get stuff that is gonna more for the new units that you have. The Buccaneers. These guys are the Dwarfs. The Buccaneers. Sartosa pirate smugglers are range. You have the living Promethean. There you go. And these are just when they upgraded. His personal stats. All hands ahoy. He gets a buff there. He does not get anything to ride on. So, but he can throw, it's like a grenade, magical missile. He throws grenades. It's pretty deadly. Reload. Basically, one tree is his melee, one tree is his fighting. Alright, now, how undead can he get? It's pretty much the same. But let's go in here and look at the tech tree. We have new lines now. We got the Saratoga Pirates over here. But now we see we have this tree. They moved them. And you got both the depth guard up there. And they are only getting 40 to make it a little more feasible with all these new units. And here this line is more the pirate den. So you're just more of your more empire looking guys. You got the Saratosan pirates, then dual swords. They look pretty cool, and with pole arms. And then you have deck droppers, pretty nice. You got boarding axes. These guys have axes, pretty good with armor piercing. These guys don't have the greatest armor, but having armor piercing and anti-infantry with the damage dealer plus vanguard deployment, these guys can do quite a lot of damage right off the bat. And then you have the Saratoga Pirate Mercenaries. These guys again, armor piercing. Now down here you got a choice really to either get these, and then you have your landmark ability as well, plus this one up here, and then you got another one up here, and then you have your resource. This one is nice. Construction cost -10 for all buildings, and recruitment cost -10, so that makes it nice. So you have your men, then you have your dwarves. These guys are men as also. I think these guys are dwarves. I'm not quite sure. I'm pretty sure these are dwarves. In the Saratoga smuggling operation. Quite cool. And then you have Norsca right here. You're going to get these guys. So you got choices of which 3 guys you're going to get to really boost. These guys are going to get a lot better at armor piercing and shooting if you go up this track fast. Much better defensively with defensive armor piercing missiles, so that is good. But your top tier here is only going to get your 70 armor. But they're armored anti-infantry dual damage dealers. These dual swords, they look quite special. And then you get the pole arm version with the halberds. But over here, you're going to have your normal throwing axes. They're going to look like Norsca guys. These Norsca Reavers, they have 86. They can take probably some of the best. They have the armored with the shield, but the aquatic makes them quite unique. And you got your little throwing axe guys. Up here are going to be your equivalent to your, over here, your depth guard. You got the pole arms version, which have 80 armor with the armor piercing aquatic. They're going to be doing a lot of damage but are more defensive. And then you have these guys who are going to be much more offensive with that 50 attack. They're going to be your anti-infantry damage dealer. They have frenzy. Also, one difference that he changed, Nanu, is now if your leadership is above 50%, you will be immune to psychology. Because why would they fear the undead when they're basically living with the undead? So that would make sense there. So that's pretty cool. And you also have guys, yeah, here's your tree of these guys. These guys are the living version of them as well. So you get quite a big difference here. A lot of cool things. You have the new cannons as well, which are nice. And then your dwarfs, a lot of them have vanguard. These guys are the armor piercing missiles with stock, explosive infantry. These guys are armor piercing, a lot of armor piercing, fire while moving. So that is nice. It's pretty good because Sartosa being an island, it gets a lot of different people. So that's why there's more races here. You got Norsca, dwarves, you got more like empire type units, pirates. So that's good. It's a good mix and it helps them out quite a bit. And also he changed any revolts that would have Saratoga sub-faction pirate revolts. They will also get these types of units, so that is cool. Now let's go look at her tech tree. It's changed quite a bit. Now you have the privateer pole arms are over here. So that changed. You're getting units basically on right away every time you upgrade. So that is pretty cool. But they move things around quite nicely. You got Norsca in here now. Your Norscan whalers, the anti-large. So you got your Norsca throwing axes, but now you got both your Norsca Reaver Berserkers with your depth guard. You got your cannons together. So they're also nice that they added them inside their faction later, so that's pretty cool as well, into their own abilities. That makes it nice, and it also helped put it in her skill tree as well, to give bonuses to them as well. My ship. Well, let's go do a battle. Now also, if you're playing against this, if you want this faction to actually just have these and you're playing against them, also they will also be encouraged to use these units as well if you want to give yourself a better challenge. Here are the units. Here is your captain right here. And we'll go through these stats as well. And you are going against some just more of a vanilla, because some of these other troops are pretty low tier. Let's maybe cut some of these archers out just to make it a little easier to show a battle with them while I'm trying to talk at the same time. Alright. I did not put the Prometheans in here because there just wasn't quite enough room for them, but everybody else is in here. So let's start a battle. They did pretty good on him. They got his beard. He sort of looks like Admiral. If you check out a video of the Empire, it's sort of almost the same way. Alright, let's look at the men. Here is the captain. So that's what he looks like. Let's go over here. These guys with dual axes. They look pretty sweet. Damage dealer, anti-infantry, armor piercing with vanguard deployment. Makes them quite nice to have an army of those guys just rampaging right up close. Helps against the elves. Gets their distance less of an advantage. These guys also vanguard deployment, armor piercing, anti-large against the help against those monsters. Or cavalry. Here are the dwarf buccaneers, looking pretty sweet with dual axes. Melee expert, that's gonna help quite a bit. That melee expert, that's why, yeah, pretty good damages. They're gonna do quite a bit of damage on them, but low armor. But they move pretty fast, 40. So that's good. They're sort of like the Slayers, just not quite as good. Well, they don't have that anti-large, but their damage dealing melee expert with the Vanguard helps. They have Norsca Raiders. Just more of the typical vanilla raiding. They do have better armor. They're anti-infantry. Then you got more like Empire looking. These guys look cool with the dual swords. Look like more like cutlasses. But they are armored with anti-infantry. So a lot of these guys are going to be anti-infantry damage dealer types. They get the 45, 40. So these guys are some of the good, their best humans they have with that 70 armor. Then you got the pole arms also with that 70 armor. They do more defense, the armor piercing, armored, but they have that anti-large ability now. We got the Norsca Reavers. These guys look pretty sweet. These guys are the heaviest armored humans they have. They look quite cool with their helmets like that. They have the shielded, so that makes it and unique. They are aquatic also, so that is nice. They'll be able to move quickly through the water. Train, they are armored. And now we have the Berserkers. These guys are going to be moving pretty good. Anti-infantry damage dealers, frenzy, and the aquatic. So that's nice. Got that 80 armor. And now we have the Halbert's version. They got basically giant axes. They got this, use it as a spear on one end and then an axe on the other. Looking pretty sweet. All the Norscas pretty much are aquatic. And the Norsca whalers, they just got little tiny spears. They're basically like the javelin throwers of the Norsca army. So they got the anti-large as well. So that is nice. And now we have these guys. These are basically the throwing axes. Just made a little different, but they're going to throw the axes, but they have the aquatic as well. So that helps, and you can throw them into melee as well. And then we have the Saratoga pirate deck gunners. They can shoot 145 range, which is alright for humans. But the armor piercing plus the van card makes them special. And here we have the Saratoga smugglers. The armor piercing, the stock, makes them nice. They only have that 90 range because they're just a pistol. But being a little stealthier and firing while moving definitely does have its advantage. Here are the Pirateers. They're armored with armored missiles, so they actually are decent in melee as well. They're gonna hold their own if they have to get called up to hold the line, because they have pretty decent with 34 and 34 defense plus armor. Makes them have a better holding stance. Then we have the Dwarf Buccaneers. These guys look pretty sweet with their big honking cannons, basically hand cannons. They got that close quarter with 80 range, armor piercing, anti-infantry, low armor again, but they can hold their own a little bit. But that missile damage, 115, is pretty good. And then we have no more armored piercing guys. These guys have the basically like hand cannons as well, fire while moving. Pretty sweet. And then we basically got the human version. They are a little different. They more kind of stole the elves. They have the multi-shot. They have the explosive round. This is better for large groups. It's a little inaccurate though, but it does more explosive damage and armor piercing damage. This is a powdered overload. It's gonna get 100% armor piercing explosion, so that's pretty nifty there. And here it's just basically like an elf thing. You have the choices between standard round and the multi-shot round on this here. And then we have the Leviathan, and you can see they have guys with hand cannons surrounding it. They got 3 guys surrounding it, and then 1 guy up in the crow's nest with a longer shot. So that is their army, new army rosters, besides the Prometheus, which just is going to have humans instead of the undead. We're going to put our dwarf warriors up here and our free company, just moving them up a little bit. Let's change these guys. Move them back for a second. Kind of group them to see what we have left. Actually, we're going to get our Norsca guys on one side since they are aquatic. And then do our others. They're anti-infantry as well. These guys are up there shooting. And then we are going to form a line here. Put our Promethean, our captain. We're going to move these guys up to be in range. And then we're going to guard mode. Put you guys down here. You guys over here. We're not going to group that. Shoot, we're going to put you and you. Group you guys. You guys are going to be your own group. To take these guys off skirmish mode. Alright, so let the battle begin. Let's get these guys up. They are not. My thing for some reason started way back there. These guys are running. Do an explosive shot. Shoot their archers. Pause it a second. Let's move our Leviathan. Let's get him. Just attacking. Got their white lions over here. We need to shoot their white lions. Let's get these guys around and then in the back side of the white lions. Make sure we're unlocked. We're gonna do that later. These guys are retreating. Let's get you back. Get you in the fray of fighting. All right. Now hopefully we can get some good charges here. These guys are rushing in, hitting the elves. Get some good cannon blasts. Here we got these. Oh, that guy got decked. Some great you've never seen like Empire looking guys with 2 dual hammers. Looking pretty cool. They can take quite a bit of damage. Well, they can't take much damage, I mean, but they can deal quite a bit of damage with those 2 big axes. Here we got some guys here. Getting ready to shoot. bonuses on. Oh, they're not gonna fire. They're too close. And here we got the pole arms fighting and then we have the little dwarves. These guys are going to deal a lot of damage, but they are going to take a whooping. Let's see how they're doing. They are losing decisively. They are much better at getting flanking with that 40 speed. They're going to move quite quickly. These units losing also, so these are decisively losing. And then here we got our other dwarfs. They're losing decisively too. They have that 40 speed, so they're much better at flanking, being flankers. Trying to get into that flank around and get into the backside of the army and hit their archers, because they're just going to decimate archers very quickly, being damage dealers. These guys aren't liking it as well because they are losing decisively also. Then we have our sweet dual sworded pirateers. These are even with them. Oh, let's have these guys. These guys aren't doing much. Let's come back in there. Let's help these guys out. These guys are not doing well. Watch him throw his grenade. There's his grenade right there. Boom. That's pretty sweet. He took out quite a bit of guys. Devastating them. And these guys now shooting with their big cannons. Got their Leviathan in here wreaking havoc on their men as well. And Norsca guys can go in berserker mode. Both guys retreated. These guys right here, let's show that. Let's see them do their shot. They should fire. I didn't see their fire. I didn't see it. It's like the time's gonna run out. These guys out there shooting from a long ways away. These guys trying to take on this Leviathan, but they just can't do much at all. He's not really taking any damage, forcing them quite a bit to keep retreating. These guys with their magical aura are helping, but these guys are these pirateers are going to wreck them. Let's swing these guys through and shoot these pole arms in the back. Let's put these guys, let's put them there. We are slowly winning here. These sweet little dwarves. But it's much nicer to have this because the pirates all over the map are here. It just makes more sense being able to fight with all different races here. Your white lions are doing quite well, but my guys are holding their own somewhat. They're sustaining damage. These guys are losing decisively because they're getting attacked by 3 armies. Some of the best units I think you got. Their armor is getting torn up. Some of these guys, these berserkers, are holding their own, taking it to them. These guys are being able to handle these guys. That just replenishes it. Do the bonuses. Our men are falling behind. Oh, these guys. That's why they toggled. Alright, we won over there. But these guys are trying to finish up our dwarves. The Flython kind of took out their back. Gonna swing around here, hit them from their back. These guys are coming in to help fight. All that missile fire is just shredding through their armor. That's victory. Hope you guys enjoyed the mod. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and check out all the other mods in the series. You just have to type in JAG's best World War II mod reviews, and all these will come up. And a special thanks to Nanu for creating such a great mod. I enjoyed it. It's compatible with Steel of Faith mod, and that vanilla mod is compatible with pretty much anything. Also, I thought it was quite well. It made it much more. Sartosa, the fraction, made it much more useful and much more colorful, more unique. You got much more options to take out an enemy, and much more fit their lore as well, because it more is a pirate and less more of the undead. So that was pretty sweet. And this is JAG signing off. Peace.